Welcome to Crimes and Capers, Crate & Crowbar Community, Dusk City Outlaws playing times. I am your judge, Outward Frenry. I have with me today Universal.
Hello, I am playing Gildenkrantz the Splendiferous, and I am a mummer thief.
We also have Bloody Teddy.
Hello, I play Richard Valoy, the Grifter Vesper.
And Blaze Masterson.
Hello, I'm playing Minerva Frost. She is a Gravedigger Brawler.
And Virserif.
Hi, I play Henry Bowser Chan, who is just likes exploding things, but for cash money. By which I mean he's an alchemist of the Red Lotus Society. I forgot that part.
Very nice. The crew is currently attempting to steal the quarterly tax takings from the Overhollow Barony. And what are y'all about to do?
I'm about to go on a rocky training montage.
Is there someone else who would like to sum up our bullet points, or shall I?
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Universal, you just watched, so.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
But my brain is rubbish, and we will be here for about half an hour if I do the summing up. You know this.
All right. Well, so they had 4 days to plan this heist, and they have half a day left. So that there's one evening, and then at noon tomorrow, the armored gondola with the Overhollow taxes in silver and gold bars will depart from the Grackenwall Depository. They have no way to get into the depository, so they have planned to hijack the gondola on its way. A bit of an obstacle has been thrown into their plans, as they have just discovered that the man in charge of collecting the taxes, Phineas Copperleaf, has hired a crew of blooded to attack and capture the gondola while it is traveling through the canyon, which is before the canyon is at a place on the route before our crew had decided to take it. So now they have to fend off the blooded attack, possibly by warning the man in charge of security that the blooded will be attacking. And Richard has gone and spoken to that man previously and tried to blackmail him into going along with the hijacking attempt at the Broadwater Bridge. So we'll see how that goes. That man is Lord Arthur Bournemouth. He has with him, walking alongside the gondola on the route, 6 armed private detectives from the Dredger Detective Agency. On the deck of the gondola, there are 4 dredgers. There will be lookouts throughout the route, but the crew has hired members of all 8 cartels to replace some of the lookouts. So there will be lookouts around the canyon and lookouts around the Broadwater Bridge who have been replaced with cartel members. We do know that one dredger somewhere in existence, may or may not be on this hired to guard this gondola, will probably recognize Gildenkrantz on sight. And we know that there are 5 dredgers who, again, may or may not be part of this security detail, who will recognize Minerva on sight. So the previous plan for today was for one scene to be dedicated to stealing a duplicate armored gondola from the private pier belonging to Omar Vespachi, and a second scene to train the 2 gondoliers who were not hired to do the transfer, which would be Shirley and Robert Pattinson, to train them on using Bautza's alchemically treated gondola poles, which will make the gondola travel at 10 times speed. One scene for Minerva to have a dinner that has already been arranged with Ralph Ketchum, the flag operator at the Broadwater Bridge, and possibly to get him to set up some sneakiness so that the exchange can happen, the hijacking. And a final scene for Richard to warn Bourneworth about the blooded ambush.
Right. On your dinner date, would you like me to play a little bit of romantic music in the background?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just set the scene.
Mhm,
So-
mhm. We're going to an Italian restaurant because gondolas.
Excellent.
So does anyone have any preference on which scene happens first?
Nah.
No.
All right. Then shall we do the dinner date?
Let's us do, by all means.
All right. So Minerva will be leading this scene, and it sounds like Gildenkrantz will be going along. Blaze, why don't you describe what will happen, what you plan to get out of this scene, where it will take place, and anyone else can say if they will join the scene.
Now, this will take place at a Vesper, at La Vespers, an Italian restaurant that I just made up. At the edge of the cleanest canal, we'll be dining al fresco, and there are two things I'm going to try and get out of the scene. Number one, I'm going to try and get my really handsome friend Ralph to conspire with us, and number two, I'm going to try and figure out if he's like kind of a good life partner for Minerva. So I'm gonna be asking questions like, do you like corpses? And that's gonna be those are my goals. That's where it's at. Does anybody else want to come along?
If you like pina coladas and punching corpses till they burst.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sounds
Long
about
walks
right.
on the beach. Long walks along the canal.
All right. So it's just going to be Minerva and Gildenkrantz?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Draw too much heat.
So in the evening, the early evening, very alluring time of day, gothically alluring, if you will. You arrive at Vespers, and Gildenkrantz is already there and playing for just general music for the people. He hasn't started the really romantic stuff because he wants to save that.
I give a
So
wink
you
and a high
arrive,
sign. Touch my lip.
you arrive, give a secret acknowledgement, and you are seated. And what do you talk about first?
I kind of ask about him because you always ask about your dates. And you say, I say, oh, so how long have you been in the flagging business? It seems like you're a very big wig. And I kind of like look out and dreamy, just listening to him talk.
All right, and he says, "Well, I've been working in various bits of city, just general city work. My family has always been involved either as builders or the like. But I thought I'd be able to help people in this way. It's not as nice as making cathedrals or things like that, but I like to think that I put my mark on this town in my own little way."
Oh, absolutely. You're the bridge master.
I start playing the theme from The Godfather.
Beautiful.
I'll leave a horse in this guy's bed tomorrow instead of me. Okay, I'm gonna. So I've asked him a little bit, and you know, I kind of say, well, you know, I come from kind of a mortuary background. Ralph, you dashing, handsome fellow, you. Yeah, his mustache is what really does it for me. I ask if I can twirl it.
Oh, go ahead.
I give it a gentle but suggestive twirl, and I explain that I'm in the mortuary business and ask how. So how are you with corpses?
Uh, he he says, "Well, I've not really had opportunity to see many mortuaries. You say?"
Yes, that's right. It's a family. Nosa Nostra, if you will. That's just a little Italian joke for you.
I have been wondering, how was it again that you tracked me down in the first place? Does it have something to do with your line of work?
Oh, I live right around where you live, and we happen to take kind of the same route home, it turned out.
He nods as if saying, "Oh, of course that."
And
makes
I've
sense.
had my eye on you ever since I laid eyes on you, so I just can't look away.
He blushes. And he says, "Well, as I said, I have not had opportunity to see many corpses, but I would stomach anything for you, I believe."
Oh, my.
That's delightful. I give a wink over to Gorgonzola, Guildenkrantz, Guildenstern. Wait,
Gildenkrantz.
Guildenkrantz. Okay, excellent.
I increase the romance in my music.
Romance intensifies.
I like how it's kind of like you have a slider for romance.
Hmm.
It's like a secret switch on your violin or something.
I started the night at about 35%, you know,
Mhm.
just
Right.
setting the mood, but now it's over 50. We're close to
Whoa.
60.
Wow, incredible.
Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
I think we'll discuss the food and the weather, just kind of make a little bit more small talk and just kind of gauge his interest,
Yeah,
sort of on the whole.
he's very effusive about how good the pasta is here. He likes his pasta.
And who can blame him? I mean, it's a Vesper restaurant. This is high end.
Mm.
Let me see. How interested does he seem in me? How am I feeling about the vibe here, the chemistry?
Well, he's been as you know, lots of blushing, occasional looking down because looking at your face for too long is just too overwhelming.
Mm.
As we know, the first time you met him, he was embarrassed most of the time because of the dredgers. The second time, he was mostly in shock at this person showing up unannounced on his doorstep. But now he has spent the past day getting used to the idea of seeing you at an expected time. And now that you are here having dinner, he's quite taken with you.
Excellent. Because I'm about to pop the big question, which is, can I bribe you?
See, this is the tricky transitional moment here.
Yeah, isn't it? So I'm gonna give a double wink over to Gorgonzola.
Isn't the double wink just carry on?
It looks like a facial tick. Yeah.
Ralph splutters on his wine, and
To 100%.
it takes a second to get his wind back, and says, "For what? What will you bribe me for?"
No, I would not phrase it that way. I'm sorry. 1 second, my dog is losing his mind. I literally have to take care of this because he's gonna just keep barking. So 1 minute.
No worries.
Well,
So I was trying to
Sure.
pull up a restaurant. There is actually a restaurant that Blaze could go to if he wanted. That is called Vespa Ristorante.
Mm,
Ooh.
mhm, mhm.
Sounds good.
Yep, that's where. That's what I was thinking of actually. When I was naming not even naming it, like grouping the establishing the category of the establishment. Worth noting, this place has lots of wine on deck, and the other thing that's worth noting is the tablecloths are red and white plaid, as is required.
I'm gonna have some oysters sent over to them.
Oh, nice
Ooh.
moves.
So you said you would not have phrased it as a bribe.
Yeah, I would not have phrased it as bribe. The question I would pop, and I would get onto it as circuitously, as diplomatically as possible, is would you mind if I come see you at work tomorrow? Maybe bring you a lunch? The evening is getting thin after all.
He has a mouthful of pasta and oysters when you ask the question. So he sits there and takes a minute to chew and swallow. And then he is about to say yes, but then he realizes something and says, well, you remember the people who came by. I would not want them to come around again and ruin a nice day and the work day for me, and it would be social for you. I had never seen them before, and I don't know if they're going to come around again. It would just be really awkward if they did, and I don't want to lose my position on the bridge.
Well, about your position on the bridge, I was kind of thinking, I'm about to come into a lot of money, just a whole lot, and to be truthful, I could do with a house husband, and you could continue in your own pursuits, but you would live as a noble, more or less, and all you need to do is help me out tomorrow.
So just a minor, tiny, eensy point of order. You are being hired to steal the taxes, but you're not going to be getting much of the money yourself.
Right.
We're gonna get money.
I mean, I assume we're gonna get some fucking change, though. Like by
Perhaps
by
you'll
his standard.
mostly be getting recognition and infamy
See,
and
Right.
future jobs. There will be a little bit of a payout, but it's not going to be something to retire on.
Okay,
can you
well,
keep
that is a
Ralph
good
in
point
the
of order.
manner to which he is accustomed?
Yeah, he lives in like a squalor, so I mean,
Of course,
cool.
of course,
Like,
very, very well.
yeah, like here's the thing: is that I like maybe I'm not coming into like a ton of money, and that's fine. We're not gonna retire, but I could definitely just keep this dude around.
All right, so he
because he's on this peasant level and we're on this like cool, rich, slick criminal level, which is like way above that.
Yeah.
Cut
He-
to 5 weeks later. Blaze has about 7 husbands in his house.
he considers this and thinks he weighs the job as a job itself versus it as a way to help him survive and stay living, and then he concedes that, well, perhaps if there were another method of income, he could see himself doing something else. And so yes, even if it causes him to lose his job, he would love to see you during the day, as you said, tomorrow, and also perhaps every day, and
Perhaps.
and maybe he won't lose his job, and maybe it'll just be a nice lunch date every day.
Beautiful. I give him a kiss on his forehead on the way out and twirl his mustache again. Can't get over it.
He is very smitten. He reaches into his pockets to fish for a coin to tip Gildenkranz on his way out of the
Yes.
restaurant.
Fucking score the bonus score. We need that money, son.
Yes.
We know how to pull a con. You pay us to con you.
It's like a con, but it's also sincere.
Yeah, that too.
Oh.
All right. So
I think
you
that concludes my scene.
you will be expected by Ralph at the bridge tomorrow. Shall we steal a gondola or warn Lord Bornworth? A lot of similar syllables in that.
That's a tongue twister. Yeah, that's Peter picked.
Maybe the warning Lord Bornworth.
Yeah.
Might
All
be.
right. So that would be Teddy's scene. So if you will tell us, okay. Lord Bornworth told you that he was going to leave some sort of sign at his estate to tell you whether or not he was going to go along with what you proposed about causing a distraction at the Broadwater Bridge. So you can go to his estate, but what would you like to do when you are there? What would you like to get out of it, and how are you going to go about getting what you want?
Well, I'm going to lie to him and convince him that I'm actually on his side. And I'm gonna do that by talking, mostly reading from what I've already written down.
Okay, so yesterday you came up and showed him evidence about the bribe he received to become and how he became a noble, and tried to compel him to do something fishy during his official job.
Yeah.
How are you going to explain that away?
You'll find out.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna go try to convince him that you're on his side, and are you going to tell him about the blooded?
Yeah.
And are you going to leave it up to him to figure out what to do, or are you going to try to plan with him how to do something about them?
I mean, it's like, how many are going to attack? It's like a...
The Mr. Shin gave you the information. He suspected that it would be somewhere around a dozen people, because just to counteract the number of dredgers that they expected, because Copperleaf set it up. So about a dozen people. They would probably include a sniper on the rooftops, which, since they are blooded, would merely have a heavy crossbow instead of a rifle.
Well, Blaze is supposed to deal with the
sniper. So the sniper, regular blooded, and also the blooded would be sending one of their someone who's more important up the chain of command.
So how Blaze was gonna deal with the sniper, right? Is that the plan?
We hadn't really discussed it. I will give you, while the doctor is tending to everybody, I would give everybody a little time to come up with a specific plan.
Blaze, who are you gonna beat up?
I'm going to beat up like everybody on the roof. I think what we should do is
one person on the roof.
Well, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people on those roofs, I think, in toto.
So the just reminding what the canyon is like. There are no sidewalks along the side, and there are very few alleys to between the buildings. It's mostly buildings right up next to each other, and like I said, sparse alleys between.
And so my imagining and understanding of that is that they would have to attack from the roof in order to try and overwhelm the dredgers. So basically, I think that some total we're gonna have everybody up on the roof, and I'm just gonna go up there as well and just beat everybody's ass, just everybody's. But I'm gonna wait for the first part of the battle to be engaged, so that as many of them will take care of each other as I can manage, and then I'll go in and just mop everybody up, more or less. I assume the blooded will take out the dredger sniper, for example, and then I go in and beat up the blooded.
Other way around. The sniper is a blooded.
Vice versa. All right. Well, I'm just gonna. I think there were dredgers that were planned to be on the roof of the canal, correct? Or of the canyon.
There were lookouts, which Bauza spent some influence to replace the lookouts with cartel members.
Mhm.
Okay.
There will in the canyon, in the lookouts in the canyon and who could reasonably get to the canyon will be about 4 cartel members. There will also be a dozen blooded, including a sniper, and there will be the dredgers all on the boat because there's no sidewalks. They're all going to be on the boat. So that would be 10 dredgers and Lord Bourneworth.
Okay, got it.
So fish in the proverbial barrel.
Well, the thing is, we need to protect these particular fish in the barrel just for a little while longer until we shoot them ourselves. Yeah, I will definitely try and take out the sniper first, and then have our backup cartel take out the rest of the blooded on the rooftop before they manage to really spring their trap. Ideally, what will happen is that Lord Arthur, right, Artorias, as I like to call him, ideally Lord Arthur will wind up just thinking that Bloodted is full of shit. That's the perfect outcome. Is just like he gets through the canyons, he never detects that anything happened.
All right. So knowing that, does that change what you want to do?
But he still needs to know, because what if I'm unsuccessful?
Yeah.
There's a dozen of them.
Fine.
There's only 5 of us, so probably still very prudent to warn him, I think.
It
So
doesn't really change anything.
so what we had established was you're going to go up, you're going to try to convince him that you are on his side. You're going to warn him about the blooded. So are you going to leave that as a problem for him to think about?
I'm just gonna tell him to make sure he's prepared in case any blooded get to him.
Okay. So is anyone going to go with
It's
Richard?
probably a bad idea.
I
Yeah.
Yeah.
might be true.
Picturing
So
brandy in a fireplace is not the place for a clown.
So Richard goes to somewhere. Where do you go?
Oh yeah, where does he live? Do I know
So
that?
I'm trying to find it. I have way too many places.
I was panicking there. I thought, shit, I don't know where he lives.
I'm having to
you
put you
like
on
broke
the
into his place to tell him.
Okay,
threaten
there
him.
we go.
No, that
You
was
go to-
like near the church or whatever.
It is near the church because that is a local church.
Yeah, you're right.
So you go to Lord Bourneworth's estate, and when you arrive, you see that he is not. He does not want to go along with your distraction at the bridge that you proposed. He is too too upstanding and trying to atone for any past indiscretions to go along with a seeming criminal. So what do you do?
I'm gonna knock at his door.
So you knock at his door, and he comes out after you have been announced. And what do you talk about?
I am going to say, hello, Lord Wornsworth. I apologize that our first meeting had to be so hostile. I was unsure whether your loyalty to the crown had been genuine. I understand that it may seem that I will try to steal the gondola tomorrow, but I assure you that is not my intention.
He looks at you with a stone-faced expression as you say all this, and he says, "How am I to know that you are telling the truth now? You certainly seemed genuine yesterday."
Well, I have information that could be of use to you, regardless of whether you go with my wishes or not. Tomorrow there will be an attack on the gondola at the canyon by Blooded.
I see your story has changed from Broadwater to the canyon.
Huh?
The Blooded, you say?
Yeah.
What evidence do you have of this attack?
I have my sources.
So he nods. You can tell that he obviously knows that you do have good sources because you have proved it with your stolen documents before. Can you roll to convince him that you're on the up and up? And
Wait,
I'm
I
going
wasn't
to
finished.
Ah,
You weren't finished?
No.
incredible.
Okay, let's see if what you have to say changes how many advantage and challenge dice I give you.
Okay. Gonna tell him. Although I cannot tell you what my intention is, other than that I have the crown's best interest in mind. I will send my people to deal with most of the Blooded, but there might still be a few that I won't be able to stop from getting to you. I want you to be prepared. I do not wish to see your men die in their duty.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you clarification on something. Are you still wanting him to engineer a distraction at the bridge, or are you going to let that slide and just try to engineer a distraction yourselves at that point?
Maybe you could say that there's going to be a second attack after the bridge if the first fails. I don't know. So that
I think.
I don't know. That's my best idea.
So here's the
we
thing.
can
So
do both. Can engineer and try and convince him.
You want him to believe that there is going to be an attack in the canyon.
Yes.
And you want him to believe that it is either thwarted or he helps thwart that attack. And then you want him to continue on and do something shady at Broadwater Bridge?
Yes. I'm trying to sort of.
We can fool him at Broadwater Bridge. We don't have to have his. Because the trick at Broadwater Bridge that we're pulling is that we're going to have them get out for a double plague
Yeah, but
inspection.
that's not them. That's the patrol that's gonna be on the streets.
Isn't he leading that patrol?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
on
okay,
he's
okay,
on the
right.
streets.
All
And
right, so
he's on the streets, and I don't know if you remember all the details about the bridge, but there are relevant details regarding people on the streets.
they can't see under the bridge. Is one of the important parts.
Well, I don't think the gondola will be under the bridge when we get to it, will it? Because they'll have to stop. We'll have to
Yeah,
get
the
out.
idea is I'm going to have Ralph Ketchum flag them over, and you will be pretending to be the plague doctor, checking them for double plague, while their backs are turned and they're being checked for double plague. We swap in
I do
false
the I'll
gondola
handle the
and drive away
switcheroo.
in theirs. Exactly.
While all the rooftop watchouts have been replaced by cartel members go, no, everything's fine.
So I would strongly suggest that that you only try to talk to Bornworth about the blooded attack.
Right.
No.
That like what Bloodhead is saying is he wants him to believe that there's an attack that is going to take place at the canyon, and then disbelieve that there's going to be anything going on at the bridge, and hopefully take his attention to like another point. Maybe there's going to be another attack at the depository.
I'm
Or at the
thinking more
treasury?
that I want him to. I basically want to make it seem like I'm doing something that is out of the limits of the law, but it is within the crown's best interest.
So the what has happened is that you have approached him and tried to blackmail him into doing something abetting a criminal act by turning his eye the other way, and now you have arrived and said, no, I'm on your side. I was testing your loyalty to the crown. Here is the real attack that's going to happen.
That sounds.
But
yeah.
you want him to also think that there's going to be an attack further on past the bridge?
I don't want to think. I don't want him to know that there's going to be an attack past the bridge. Why would I do that? Do I?
So that he would run past the bridge in an attempt to foil that, but then he wouldn't notice the switcheroo taking place at the bridge.
The idea is that he's going to be so focused on looking for a potential attack after the bridge, he's not paying attention on what we're doing.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for overt attacks.
Surely he
with, like,
would
you
look
know,
at the gondola if he's expecting an attack.
Right, but you want to get to the right position to thwart the attack. And under the bridge, it doesn't matter because you can't see it from the street.
But it's
So we want him to be looking for obvious attacks from the street on the boat itself, and then that way he'll miss the switcheroo taking place in at the bridge. But it doesn't. We don't have to have him believing anything in particular, except for there's going to be an attack on the canyon. So let's skip the second part. Just you're in the interest of the crown, and the interest of the crown is to thwart this attack at the canyon. That's what I think you're trying to get across.
Okay, sounds reasonable to me.
All right, so
no.
sorry, I should.
I'm going to
not
go with my idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I mean, go with you. Yes.
Yeah.
What you're trying to do is precisely what we want to do.
So
I'm not sure.
what-
I'm not. I don't think so. I had more in mind.
What do you want him to believe?
Okay, I'm just gonna tell him. Then I'm gonna, I don't know, be all slightly weird about it. I'm gonna tell him that the truth is that there is going to be an explosive on the gondola, planted by people that I don't know who they are yet, and only my people will be able to defuse this explosive, or know how to defuse this explosive, and this all needs to happen sort of out of the public eye, because if people start asking questions, then they're not gonna like the answers.
So, this is me asking you right now. Are you getting at that the double plague scare is a cover for defusing the explosive?
I'm not gonna tell them about the double plague thing.
Yes, I know. Judge Frenry is asking Bloody Teddy the player. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that the thing that's gonna happen at the bridge.
The thing that's happening at the bridge is a cover for defusing the explosive.
Yes, and I need him to distract his guys so that they won't see anything.
Okay, so tell me if I'm wrong about any of this. You tell him that you were testing his loyalty to the crown, that you are on his side, that the blooded will be hitting the gondola in the canyon, that you and your people will try to take care of the blooded, but some of them might get through and he needs to be prepared, that you know of an explosive that will be planted on the gondola and you will need to defuse it. And what do you tell him that that you're like you're going to have to defuse it? So when do you tell him you're going to defuse it?
I mean, look.
I mean, why not just do it in the canyon when you fended off the blooded?
Throwing in this whole explosive thing is just making it so that they like won't run it tomorrow, or they won't load up the gondola in the first place, or like you just fucked the plan entirely, man. I mean, it's a slick idea, but like it wasn't the plan at all.
But like, I'm gonna
Why would
make
they
it
load
clear.
up an exploding gondola?
Well, because they would just plant the explosive on, and they have to get the taxes over somehow.
They could delay the shipment if they needed to.
Yeah, but then the explosive will just be planted later.
The issue is that they can afford to delay it for pretty much as long as they want, while we have a very limited window of trying to grab it.
Which is why we came up with the double plague and the whole switcheroo. Like the explosive thing is a good idea, but we've taken up 4 days of planning on this one idea, and to change it at the last minute like introduces a lot of confounding variables.
It's not, is it changing the plan though?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Just changing what he thinks is gonna happen.
I mean, he's not expecting anything to happen at the bridge, right?
Right.
So-
Hopefully. Unless Ted tipped him
Well, I
off
mean,
last time. he
I
was
did
there.
blackmail him to. I did blackmail him to
Yes, you did.
distract
You
them,
did.
so he
But
does know.
if you, when once we figure out what you're actually saying right here, I will have you roll to convince him, and whether or not you convince him will determine whether he or not he believes that you are on his side. And if he believes that you're on his side, he's not going to expect something at the bridge.
Like the explosive thing, we've already got that lie covered, which is double plague. Like that particular need for that lie, maybe we don't need to make that lie. Could have been a great idea from the start if we had like
Yeah, but
figured
he's
out.
not gonna be part of the double plague. It's only the guards on the gondola which are gonna be part of the double plague plan.
He's in charge
Yes,
of the
which
dredgers
means-
and the
which
security, and he's in contact with the crown. over
He's
this
not
particular
going
shipment.
to the people that you need to worry about for double plague are the 4 guards and the 2 gondoliers. The 6 guards and Bourneworth are going to be on the street, and they will have no way to access the gondola or do anything about it.
Wait, so why are we at all worrying about them if they have no way to access the gondola?
Because
Well,
that's not going to stop them from rushing the decoy as soon as we're out of the bridge.
Hmm.
I mean, the decoy, like it would be okay if they found the decoy because they would see the second one go through, and that would be the one. Then they would see the right guards on the second one, and then but that would be delayed by a pretty fair amount of time.
Also, because we have a bonus objective to not trip the alarm until they get to the depository and realize something's wrong. Like if we can keep it so that nobody suspects anything the entire way through.
Yeah.
I took notes, man.
Those, if you would like to see those, they are also listed under Yellowtooth Cyrus.
By the way, we're also considering throwing a quick disguise on the rail barge.
That's
no,
But-
that was discussed, but instead of getting a freight gondola and disguising it as an armored gondola, they're just the crew is going to try to steal an armored gondola.
I know,
Right,
but
but
having
we can remove the royal seals.
There's no
Yeah.
royal seal.
I need royal seals. Why aren't there royal seals?
I'm
I
not
was
doing
gonna
it,
I
John.
don't want
suggest-
people to know that this is.
Yeah, but no, but
Okay, now I get it. Thank
Hey,
you.
my idea was just to put on a couple of barrels of really stinky fish and throw a couple of like burlap
Exactly, yeah.
sacks over the top.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
like,
so,
this is a
just so
fish
the
cart.
people who are watching, the dredgers who are watching, don't know that this is the same ship.
Yeah, we can disguise
Yeah,
disguise it while we're doing the switcheroo.
Wonderful.
I'll do it during my gondola training montage. All right. I
Yeah,
got you.
during your gondola switcheroo, you and the crew
We'll
move
do some
from
stuff,
armored
don't worry
gondola
about it.
to and you move all the
Yes.
garbage that you go with. So this way, it doesn't look like 2 armored gondolas are pulling up at the same time. It looks like there's the armored gondola and then the trash armored gondola, and then we depart. We move the trash over during the switcheroo, and then we depart, and it's the trash gondola come through, and then the armored gondola that everybody's expecting.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it. Beautiful, wonderful.
Go.
What are we telling Bourneworth?
Yeah.
What are we telling him? Because I'm.
I
It's up to
think
you, baby.
I mean,
I got a beverage.
I mean, I think we can get away with just telling him about the first attack.
So what's gonna distract him on the bridge?
Minerva is going to be on the bridge with Ralph, and they can pull some tricky flag shenanigans. There are all sorts of things that could happen. This is a bridge with many lanes underneath it. It is a wide bridge. It has been expanded. It has lots of scaffolding. Someone could engineer something.
I mean, we could do some sort of large. I could arrange some sort of large distraction, like a parade, or some sort of panhandling group of mummers. I don't know, but
Sure,
I mean,
fine.
Also,
I just want him to think that I'm on his side. That's
Yeah.
it.
okay, you're on his side, and you're telling him about the blooded attack. So, give me 1 second.
Hold up, I'm drawing a heist diagram. On actual paper. This is why there's a lot of rustling going on. Don't worry about it.
All right. I'm going to ask you to roll to convince him.
Wouldn't that
I'm
be
going to-
lying?
So that I would ask you to lie if he asked a question and you wanted to give a dishonest answer or something like that.
But
You are
this
trying
is-
to get
oh,
him on your
okay.
side. So I'm going to ask you to convince him. I'm going to give you 3 advantage and 1 challenge dice.
I also have 2 advantage when talking to nobles.
Right. So, okay. So you're going to get 4 advantage because that is the maximum.
Okay.
Nice.
How does that work? Do I just roll convince
You
someone?
can do hashtag R41. And we're looking for a number below 80.
Oh,
that is
Jesus.
below 80. All right. So he wholeheartedly agrees with you when as you detail this plan. You can tell that he not only is eating up every word, but he is so happy. This weight has been lifted off of him because he has been morally at a moral dilemma for the past day, and now he sees that the decision has been made for him, and he can still hold his head upright, believing that he is a moral, upstanding citizen.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
totally fucking blackmail him though. Fuck this guy.
Later. We'll do it after.
Yeah.
So
You're not coming through, Blaze.
let's see. Yes, he believes you. He's going to go with you. He's going to expect for the blooded to be taken care of, but he's going to be on guard. He's not going to tell any of this to the dredgers he's working with, but he's going to keep a sharp eye out and be ready to raise a cry at a moment's notice. Because he is not going to warn them, and because he is on the lookout, and because he believes you, you're going to have 2 less heat.
Oh,
Yay.
yeah.
And we
Sweet.
gain heat on the last in this like work scene.
Sorry, what'd you say? Oh, yes. Right. 2 less heat, but you do get some because we started a scene. Hold on. So that's 4 for starting the scene. I mean, the segment. And let's see, you're currently in a noble district, so you're not going to be conspicuous there. Minerva, you were not conspicuous.
Yeah, I guess I was in a noble restaurant.
Oh, you were in a noble restaurant, then you were conspicuous.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted
You're
to
gonna
make it a
get
nice
2.
place and impress him with my largesse.
Okay, so you have 8,
Impressing with
but
your large ass. What?
you, you would have had 10 otherwise. So, Bourneworth is prepared, but keeping silent and on your side. Shall we go steal a gondola?
Sure.
Let's
Shit,
go.
yeah.
I may be
All
slightly
right, so we're going back
distracted,
to the
but keep going.
You have to what?
Oh, I'm slightly distracted because I'm still drawing this picture, but go on.
Beautiful. Okay, so we head back to the docks. This will be Gildenkranz's scene because Balza has to still train the gondoliers. So Gildenkranz, you're gonna take the lead on this.
Suppose I am a thief.
You are indeed. This is Omar Vespachi's private dock,
I'll go with him.
and I'm trying to remember. Did Balza go alone the first time?
Yeah, I went by myself.
Okay, so I assume you will be going along as well, but you can also tell people what to expect. So you know how to get to the private dock. You know where the gondolas are. So Universal, will you just set the scene for us?
From Boutz's previous experience, he has effectively cased the place for me. Would that be fair to say?
True.
Yeah. Okay, so I would take that information and I want to formulate some sort of little quietest way
God.
in.
It's a heist inside a heist.
Double heist.
Heistception.
We need to go deeper. So let's see. So do I see how for instance, is there some sort of lock on the door or, on the gate, whatever keeps the boats in?
Sorry, are you starting the scene?
No, well, I'm just gathering information at the minute.
Okay,
Or
so
trying.
you're going to be able to get in
Right.
because you're a thief.
Mm-hmm.
So getting into where the gondolas are being held is not a problem.
Okay.
Your specialty just automatically solves that for you.
Okay. Right.
So what I want to know is just a bit of flavor and how you plan to. I guess your goal is to steal a gondola, and I want to know how you're gonna get it out of there.
Where is this happening?
This is in the docks at Omar Vespachi's private pier.
Can I come as well and just stay outside?
Sure. Look out.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So
Okay,
there's a
so
lookout,
let's-
and is Minerva going on this?
Possibly.
You're muted still.
Ugh. I don't believe so. You guys don't really need me to knock anybody out.
Well, if I see someone I want knocked out, it'd be nice to have the option. But
I mean, if you want me there, I'm there, baby.
For
All right.
safety's sake.
All right, I will go.
So everyone's gonna be there, and we're gonna have a Richard as the lookout.
Mhm.
Minerva will be there to deal with anything that needs to happen. Gildenkrantz is gonna get everyone in, and Balsa, what is your role in this?
Probably
Other than obviously knowing the layout.
lookout.
Okay, you're gonna be a lookout as well.
The other side.
The other side. Okay.
Okay.
Lookouts on
That's
both sides.
Look out. Okay, look out on the other side, and also I'm gonna steer it towards some kind of hiding hole.
Okay.
Yeah. Keeping the sort of waterways clear as well, that we can sort of get out. So this is late at night, yes?
So this is late at night.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
So-
going to spend
Oh God.
4 heat just to add a minor complication to this scene,
Mhm.
which is that Omar Vespachi has obviously he wants to keep his business running and secure, so he does have a night watchman who will be patrolling the area. So that will be there. I also get some heat for 3 of you being conspicuous here.
Okay.
You guys want that dude knocked out, or?
We'll see. Yeah, it might be best to have you as a backup, just in case. But
Alright.
the idea is, so late at night, I'm up in the roofs wearing my skin-tight stealth motley.
I love it.
That is a great mental image. I like seeing you skin tight, baby.
My knives have been dulled by the bag of soot that I carry around with me. And picture this. So, whenever his back is turned, I want to be sort of slowly getting closer, getting closer, getting closer.
Red light, green light.
Yeah. Just keeping to the shadows, taking it calm, taking it cool. Actually wondering, would it be better to come in through the water? I take it there's a gate or some sort of lock that stops the boats coming out.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean a water lock?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess that is the first thing that needs to be dealt with.
So,
Hmm.
what are you going to do about it?
How mechanically do
Right.
those work? Is this like when you say water lock? That makes me think of like a very large mechanism that is operated in a similar method to like a crane.
Yeah. So this in the canals there are lots of locks, but in the piers not so much. Here we just have a nice little like warehouse door.
Okay, cool. Does he have a set of keys on him conspicuously jingling around?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, my lock picking skill is better than my picking pocket skill. So
It's like,
maybe
I
I
know
should.
the key is there, but I want more of a challenge for myself.
Right. Okay. So, do we need to knock this guy out? Is it feasible to get the boat out without him seeing it?
We can create a distraction. I'm
Yeah.
wearing my plague
Oh,
doctor
yeah.
stuff.
So so this is a larger operation. When Bausa went to visit Vespachi earlier, he met in a in like a, I don't know, parlor office of some sort, and then they walked around to the pier. And so Vespachi runs a nice business. There are offices. There are separate piers for armored gondolas and other things. There are facilities for the people who work there. So it's not like one big room and the guy's always in there. He's patrolling the entire place.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he will not always be in the room with the gondolas in the warehouse.
Okay.
Oh, so he's in the warehouse at all times. Or is he
Got
outside?
He's on the grounds at all times.
Right. So theoretically, okay, here's my planned sequence of events. Pick the lock to get that allows me to take the boat out. Right? Don't open the door. Have someone get in to the door so they can open it while we pilot the boat out. But that comes later. While I get on the boat, I want to make sure that the guard's back is turned. Essentially, he's distracted. So we could have, Richard
I could like
doing
drag
his. Yeah,
drag,
just you're a grifter. You can
Minerva
bullshit your way
through the
around.
doors saying, "Help! Help! She's sick" or something. I need help here.
Well,
Hmm.
maybe not scare him with the plague as much as I'm drunk and
She's having a
want to waste your time.
stroke. Someone hold
Well,
her head.
See, we need to,
Whatever.
we're gonna need at least one other of you guys inside to either steal the boat or close the door and open and close the door.
I will say it's going to be harder. You will need 2 people on the boat to get it out, or else it
Right.
will be a lot harder.
Okay.
Right. I think we established that the lookouts would kind of stay outside, and that him using his thief ability would
Yeah.
get me inside the compound. as
Yeah.
well,
So
right?
Gildenkranz and Minerva are heading in. Bausa and Richard are watching from either side of the out of doors. So you go in and you're going to try to unlock the gate
Yep.
Maybe.
and then take a gondola.
Take a gondola. Yep. Then, see, I'm trying to make it look like there's nothing's amiss, even when the gondola's gone. I would like to,
Okay.
I would like to have the door closed behind me.
Okay.
So I think if it all is good, whenever we leave with the gondola, if Bausa could close the door behind us, and
Gotcha.
hopefully Richard will still be bullshitting at that point with the
Okay.
guard.
All right. So You. Okay, here's how this is gonna go.
Badly.
We're gonna do some turn-like things, and
Mhm.
depending on what you do, the patrolling guard might come around, might not. So you're gonna lock,
Yeah. Also,
unlock the gate first, right?
correct. Unlock the gate. I didn't also mention I need to, unmoor the boat. So
well,
I
yes,
take it
that's fine. That's fine.
that's probably going to be the easy part.
Yeah. So you're gonna unlock the gate. Can you roll to pick locks? And because you have your lookouts, and because Minerva is standing there watching you, you don't have to keep an eye out. So you're gonna roll, and you're gonna have 2 advantage on this.
So that's 2-0.
You
Yep.
can put all of your attention on doing this.
Okay.
All right,
6.
and that opens the lock. And so you have the lock undone, and now you want to unmoor the boat.
Yes. I whisper to Minerva, the lock is undone. Now it's time for fun.
Minerva
Wonderful.
shakes her head. Just,
So you go to unmoor the boat, unmoor the gondola, and as you get there, you see that all of the empty mooring stations have sign out documents. They all have posted information about who took the gondola and why it's not at that mooring station right then.
Right.
Mhm.
Would you like to do anything with that information?
That seems interesting. Let's see. Are there any names down that sort of I would recognize?
I mean, you know this is Vespachi's. Some of these have his signature. Some have some others that you don't know. They don't have. It doesn't list why people are renting them, but it does have like customer names and the time, how long they're going to be rented
Okay.
out.
Yeah, I think in order for us to make this like completely untraceable for a number of days, like we would have to forge a document, is what I think he's trying to say.
Yeah. If we could make it look like perhaps the last person who had taken had taken one of these vessels had maybe taken 2.
Okay.
So that
you would like
just to muddy the waters a little.
forge a document?
What's us do?
If
All
that's
right.
something I could.
Which brawlers
Well,
are fantastic at, I'll tell you.
Yep.
It's something. It is something that anyone can do with anything else.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't have any specific skill in that, so
I can
Alright.
forge a document, but
except
Okay.
you're on the
Not there.
you're on the
So
outside.
if you wanted to go get Richard to forge the document, you would have to go outside and talk to Richard about it.
I think I'm just
Or
gonna
you
have
can forge it
to
yourself.
Just scribble
do it
something,
myself
baby.
and
Yeah.
put extra effort into it.
All right, so you scribble it yourself. Again, you've got Minerva there. Time is ticking down because you weren't expecting this, but you find some parchment and you get a quill and roll for anything else with 1 advantage and 1 challenge.
Let's see. 1 advantage, 1 challenge. Why is this not working?
Okay, so
Can I put the effort in?
I'm going to say you you do the document successfully because you can write, but the patrol guard won't notice anything. But first thing in the morning, it's likely if someone looks at it and spends some time looking at it, they would notice that something was amiss.
Okay.
So there is a sign out sheet now, but someone who actually works there in the bookkeeping would know the difference.
Do we know how good, actually, even without knowing how good that forgery is, I think the best bet would be to switch this clipboard with another clipboard of an empty space so that the forged
Fair
document
enough.
is in front of the wrong boat.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're right.
But they would know that
I
the
will-
boat was stolen anyway.
Y'all do
Yes, but they
Oh,
would
yeah,
not
yeah.
know that they would not know the spec of the boat. So for
Yeah, they won't
example,
have
we
the
would
VIN
swap it
number.
with like, well, no, I'm not talking about the VIN, baby. I'm talking about like we swap it out with like a sailboat that they rented out.
Okay, gotcha.
I just want
Like
everyone to know.
now they
that-
don't know that it's an armored gondola that's missing. So like that seems like a great way of reducing heat to me.
I want everyone to know that my crime diagram is complete. Discord.
Yes. Organization. Killing it, Veer. Thank you.
All right, I like that idea very much, Blaze. I'm going to get wrong one. I'm going to give whoops. All right, I'm going to give another group influence to everybody. I
Nice.
earlier gave Universal an additional influence for the stealth motley.
Nice.
Gildenkrantz has 2 influence, and then there are 2 group influence. So because you did not waste time trying to get Richard to forge a document, you avoid the guard on his patrols, and you Minerva and Gildenkrantz pull the gondola away, and I believe Balsa was going to shut the gate afterwards.
Yep.
All right, Balsa does that, and then hops on the gondola. And do you pick up Richard, or do you meet him elsewhere?
Let's meet him elsewhere.
All right, so you all reconvene later, and you have your gondola in your the warehouse that the Forgotten has set up for you to use for this job that Cyrus told you about.
Mhm.
And you now can tell me how you train. First, you might want to just describe how you track down Shirley and Robert Pattinson, and then get them to work with you and train them.
Well, the easy way is basically I talk to Mr. Shin because he already has their contact. Like he vaguely knows where they are and where they'd be looking for work, and you know we've already been talking to him, so he knows we're interested in Shirley and Robert Pattinson.
All right, so you find
just-
them, no problem.
Right, it's fine, and we just say we know that you're upset that you didn't get this job, but we've got something that might be even better, and it'll give you a way of getting back at them. And I tell them that we have some prototype gondolier poles that we'd like them to use, and I warn them, it's a prototype, so we got to practice, and I bring them over to the warehouse in the slums, where our decoy gondola is. And what follows is basically a Rocky training montage where you see me just sort of in the front of the class, like standing on a couple of tables and just kind of like practicing the motion, like demoing it for them. And they're just like, we know how to do this already. And we just get them in the water and just make them sort of do like loops and then figure eights and like increasingly complicated patterns. And while they're doing that, I also head over to the fish market and get a couple of barrels of fish. And just a lot of like burlap sacks, just like a lot of cloth because we want some props. Maybe not fish, I just realized, because it makes the gondola fishy. I don't know. But like crates of like produce and just generally
Yeah.
stuff,
Okay.
Props.
Let's say that if you get them to work with you, all that happens, but they both want a little something extra to be convinced to do this. They want
Okay. I want to spend 1 influence point to. So one of the things my cartel can do is obtain art objects and heirlooms from Talna to use as bribes. So I'm just gonna give them
Perfect.
each like a
Nice.
little locket or like a little piece of jewelry, something kind of discreet, and just be like, thanks for your time, thanks for willing to help us out.
It's brilliant.
Awesome. So they are very happy, pleased by these trinkets, and agree. And then you go on your training montage, and everybody, you and also everybody else in the crew, helps decorate the gondola and to disguise it.
I am playing Joe Esposito's "You're the Best Around."
Wonderful. So, right now, it is the end of the final night. 2 of your crew members are on 40 luck, so we can spend 1 group influence for a doctor while I give y'all about 4 or 5 minutes to discuss anything you want to discuss before we do the final job.
All right, so let's all look at Veer's diagram because man, she
Yeah, this is
fucking
a
killed it, Veer.
fine diagram.
Yeah, this is that good shit. We got this all figured out now.
I don't know
So-
where Goldencrantz is, so that's why there's a question mark on positions for you.
Not even Gildenkrantz knows where Gildenkrantz is, and cannot say his name either.
So, Gorgonzola, do you want to be with me on the blooded attack?
Yeah, I think that might make sense.
Just an extra set of hands.
Uh-huh. Put on my fighting motley.
All right, so
Mhm.
Bloodted, you get what's going on here?
Yeah.
Right. So you're just gonna talk these guys out their pants, and you're gonna take a look at their mucosa, their mucosa, right? You're gonna look under their eyelids and up their noses and in their mouth for any spots. Is gonna be what you're gonna tell them, and just get everybody out the boat, looking toward you. Maybe ask them to line up, right? To try and get this over with as quick as possible, boys.
Tell them not to be afraid of sharing their mucus.
Wait, what?
Mucosa. I don't know. Right. That's the worst joke I will ever do. Who am I kidding?
You should
Well,
use,
you can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friends' noses.
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Bloodted?
we should use Universal's influence to.
Yeah, I've got 2 influence now that's going wasting. So
Yeah, we can convince a performing group from your cartel to act as a distraction for a scene.
What else?
gain access to a safe house. Arrange for your crew to be hired as entertainers. Obtain the use of a mummer-run theatre. Stage a performance of a play as a cover. Secure an invitation to an exclusive social event. So not a lot of these are terribly useful in this situation.
It sounds like you could borrow costumes if we need them. It might be nice for me to look slightly different when I come to see Ralph, because there are a number of dredgers who might recognize me. So
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion, but I will keep it to myself if you want.
The question is, do we want? Okay. See,
Do I want?
because we're going to get to that point where we realize that really obvious thing that we should have thought about, and the GM is just dying to tell us about.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
Yeah, hit me.
So you, Gildenkrantz is going to hire some actors to
Can do.
provide a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
You folks are engineering a double plague scare, and you have 1 plague doctor investigating the entire bridge.
Yeah, let's have a couple more fake plague doctors.
That's fair.
victim.
And we can get like some of them to perform as sick people as well.
That's what I'm thinking.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, so the mummers that you hire are going to be fake sick people as well as fake other plague doctors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Works.
What do I do to spend? the
You
influence?
click on the keys and then you can, just like that.
Okay. Just like Bart.
From
All right,
toe to
that
tip.
was continue.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
so yeah, this is the plan, everyone.
I'm liking it. It's working for me. It is worth noting that I believe that we can all be at that even though a fight is taking place at Blooded Attack portion 2 there, I believe Odd said that I could also be present at 4 and 5. And
Right.
obviously I don't even need a costume to be a plague doctor.
You can probably just hop onto the decoy and hide in the cabin once you're done.
Exactly. So
While
that's how
we-
I'd like to
Yeah.
get my exit. And then that way I can also just knock people the fuck out if I have to.
Woo.
This is where my character actually gets to shine and do stuff and just beat the dog shit out of people.
Yeah. I'll be in charge of the decoy and working with the 2 gondoliers and doing the switchery.
Excellent.
Cool.
You should have picked the boss.
I really should have on second thought.
Yeah, that was like because you've kind of put it together. You got a good Dusk City Outlaw mindset, I think.
Hell
Also,
yes.
Veer,
Mm-hmm.
you have character notes?
I do.
Is there something we've done that we want to use?
Your alchemical bomb for knocking people out.
I have a super booze potpourri. I really feel like that's sort of a last resort thing.
Okay. So you're going to keep the super booze potpourri in case you need it.
In
but,
case the
Oh,
guards
can
aren't
I-
sufficiently. Sorry, yeah.
At the Blooded Attack, can I deploy this shit on like? 5
Hell
people?
yes. I will warn you. Do not stand downwind of it. It works on everyone.
Okay. I'm
very
gonna
careful.
try and keep that in mind. Oh
Gotta,
man,
like,
I can
lift
take
your
on
finger,
5 people
hold
with
it up.
that, and then just batter the rest of them. Just punch them all.
Gotta lick your finger, hold it up to the wind, determine the direction, and then go to town.
Absolutely. I'm gonna keep in mind.
All right, you get the super potpourri. It's in like a little glass vial.
Sweet action.
Or no, pottery because it's cheaper. It's in a little like ceramic, shitty clay ball.
Hell yeah.
So we are all there at step 2, is that correct? And then we carry on up the river.
We can all be, but I think that ideally you and well, maybe.
So my
Ideally-
idea is that everyone's there at 2. And then at 3, I'm on the decoy and we'll be speeding as fast as possible to get to the quarantine so we can set it up. Or we can set up the decoy to get ready.
Yeah.
Because we want the switcheroo to happen as fast as possible.
I'm probably
And
not
you
going to
can-
be much use at the Blooded Attack. honestly.
I mean, it's like if it does seem like, yes, we would all be there. Bausa will be inside the boat on the decoy at 2. I think that we should have the quarantine set up in advance of everything. So I think that we want to keep Ted as the plague doctor up at 4 and 5 the whole time, as well as our acting troupe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I suppose I could join the acting troupe and pretend to be one of your, one of your assistants or whatever.
I can disguise.
Yep, I can play a role.
All right.
I can go
Shall we
real
do
fast
that?
on a boat.
Damn, he's got 10 heat, which is enough to introduce an entire plot twist.
No, it's 25,
No,
isn't
20.
it?
20 is a
Oh,
plot.
okay. Ah,
Thank God.
I don't think I can handle any last
So,
minute because we
okay,
just
so-
barely got this shit together.
Since we are going into the final scene, I will tell you their heat works slightly differently in the final scene. in every other scene, I can spend heat during the scene description, or if someone rolls a if someone fails a percentile roll. Those are the 2 times I can spend heat. I cannot spend heat that is generated during that scene.
Mhm.
The final scene is different. I can spend heat that you generate during this scene. I assume most of what you do is not going to generate heat.
Yeah.
But if you do, I can spend it.
Yeah, this is
I
a
can also
cool crime, not a hot crime.
Yeah.
Okay?
In addition
Yeah.
to if you fail a percentile roll or spending it now at the scene setup, I can also spend heat on my turn. If you've forgotten how the turns work, it's basically I take a turn and then you all take a turn, and within that you get to pick what order you go in.
Okay.
Before the final scene starts, can I ask for a bio break for the whole squad? I need to use the restroom and
Sure.
bevy up, and
Okay.
damn, I gotta catch up.
I have to be
Be right
gone
back.
in 30 minutes, point one.
30.
Ooh, 30? Okay.
We'll make it a quick break then.
Food.
Just go in a bottle. Oh dear.
By food, I mean this convenient Cliff Bar that I have next to me.
A what bar?
Like a kind of one of those granola bar doodads.
I see. Right.
Its flavor is disgusting. Okay.
Sounds good.
Chocolate almond fudge. I'm not really liking the almond.
Mm,
Oh wow.
not one of my preferred flavors.
No.
But fudge.
It's alright. I think maybe the proudest thing I've ever done in this entire session is this cool crime diagram.
That's a very, very thorough diagram. I like
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. It's a culmination of
actually-
all of our
All of our brainings.
brainings has come to this moment.
Would it be possible to get
So,
that into
we're
the
actually
roll
Going
20?
to the treasury
Maybe.
from the depository.
What?
That's that thing that says to Grackenwald Depot. That's to Palace.
Oh, my bad.
All right.
But you know what I mean.
I do. I do
Would it be
know.
possible
what
to
you
get this into like the background of one of the scenes, and like we can use it as a, as a planning thing?
mean.
and
I can
draw on it
add it as
and
a
add to it.
handout.
Yes. Okay.
Well, it'd be more useful if it was something we could like draw on collectively.
I see. I can add it as a token and then make it big.
Yeah. Or even just a separate page or something.
Well, hell, I'm back.
Hey. So, time has come.
Is Teddy here?
Yes.
Odd. Quick question: can I provide Ted with a, like an official plague doctor badge or whatever, without expending influence?
He made a disguise earlier.
And you want to include that in there? Okay,
So
Alright.
that's part of that.
cool.
What
Good.
you don't know is that the badge is actually just like a little bit of paper with a pin that's just like #1 best plague doctor. Definitely certified.
And the R on the doctor is backward.
Yeah. It's not a world with good medical training.
All right. So, it is almost noon on the day of the transfer. The crew has everything set up to hopefully pull off this job. You're all gonna go to the canyon, and when you're in the canyon, what do you do? When do you arrive, and how do you deal with stuff?
It'd be fair to say we want to arrive early.
I'm on a boat, so
Yeah.
I'm over at the bridge.
Sorry, what?
I'm at the bridge. Here.
Ted's at the bridge.
Okay, so you're not at the canyon. You're not going to be with everyone at the canyon.
Yeah, he's got to get the whole quarantine thing
Yeah.
started.
Okay.
So at the blooded attack, I am going to be standing at the base of a rooftop access point. And I'm going to be waiting to hear any signs of commotion, and that will be when it's time to jump.
Okay,
Feeling
so you're
groggy.
gonna let the blooded make the first move on the gondola.
Right. I mean, I imagine we want to have the cartels up on the roof.
Yes,
already.
they're gonna be on the roof anyway.
Okay, so yeah, if yeah, well,
Would it
I don't want the sniper to get spooked.
would it be most appropriate for me to try and take care of the sniper? Because hopefully I could sneak up on him, being a thief.
I think let's just all be up there
the-
and take the price of the.
Because what I'm thinking is the sniper's going to be alone anyway, theoretically, and I don't need to be in a big brawl.
Mm.
They'll
I feel like
probably-
the brawl has to take place on the rooftops, though. I feel like
yeah, no, the
there's
brawl
going to be a huge swarm of people.
we can stop them there, but you're good with that.
Right, but I mean the sniper. I feel like it's going to be a sniper accompanied with a bunch of people, and we're all. It doesn't matter what order we do it in. I think the cartel. I'm going to send the cartel folks up to the rooftops. I'm going to join them there
Yeah.
instead, and spooking the sniper be damned.
Okay, so I want to know the time frame.
We all.
You're getting so the cartel people are going to get in position with all of the lookouts earlier in the day.
Yeah.
The blooded are going to they don't know that the lookouts have been replaced. So the blooded plan is probably going to be take out all of the lookouts and then prep for when the gondola is going to go through the canyon,
Right.
and then attack it at that point.
Right. Okay, so the time frame that I would like to see is we get our lookouts up there half an hour early, and that's when I go out there to back them up for when the blooded come through to initiate their plan.
Okay, so I'm going to say the gondola is going to leave the depository at noon. It will reach the canyon at about 12:20. And so the blooded is going to try to be hitting it about noon. And you're saying you're there at about 11:30?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are hiding. Are you alone? Or Gildenkrantz, are you there too?
I'm around.
Okay. And Bautza, are you hiding there as well?
I'm on a goddamn boat.
Yeah,
You're on
she's
a,
gotta be on
right.
the boat.
You're on a boat with your
My
gondoliers.
two buds.
So, blah, blah, blah. The blooded arrive, and you see that the sniper is waiting to get in position until after all of the lookouts are have been taken care of.
Pacified.
So
Okay.
the
I want to keep an eye on this where the sniper goes. I just
Okay.
think he can do the most damage the most quickly.
So the sniper is
I think he would be
I'll
waiting
just say you see
until
the
after
sniper.
the
The
confrontation.
sniper the
right?
sniper's on the ground. The sniper's not going to get up on. So the blooded don't know that these are fake
Right.
lookouts. So their plan is to try to take out all of the lookouts first and then get their ambush set up. So the sniper is not going to be on the roofs yet. So the sniper's waiting down in the streets, and you can see from your hiding place that the blooded street toughs are climbing up to try to ambush each of the cartel members.
I'm gonna ambush their ambush.
All right.
Yeah, double ambush.
Double
And-
plague, double ambush, double heist. We got it all.
By the way, is our luck refilled? We got it
Yes,
up to-
everyone has 100 luck.
Go.
Sweet.
Right.
All right. So you ambush some of the street toughs, and can I assume, what is that going to be? Slash, strike, stab someone?
Yeah, I'm gonna break out my brass knucks. I got a pair of them, and I'm just gonna. It's gonna be a strike, I suppose. Let's see. I don't even know if.
Okay,
one
that's
is
a
dead.
success.
Okay.
So
But 0 was a success. This is
no,
very-
0 is failure.
Oh.
So all right. Describe how you conk this blooded upside the head.
This will be right at the point in which I'm emerging from the shadows, ambushing the ambushers. I clock this guy right behind his head, and I yell, "Look out!" Let the
After
cartel
you hit him, or
Yeah.
before you hit him?
for. No, I mean it'll be after I hit him for sure, and that way the cartel members who are getting ambushed will know they're getting ambushed, and we'll be able to begin this whole squall proper.
Okay. Gildan Crayons, are you going to attack?
I want to attack the sniper.
So you're gonna go down on the ground and sneak up and
I
attack.
think so. Do I have your blessing,
Yes.
boss?
Yes, you have my blessing to sneak up for free and try to attack with a roll.
Okay. Whew. So that's a 50-50 shot for me, isn't it?
I'm gonna give you an advantage on this.
Because you're sneaking.
I'm just going to roll a d20.
You should be rolling a D100.
That was stupid. Okay.
So why don't you roll a D100? And...
There you go.
Okay. So
that passes AC.
sniper. It works a little differently. Let me see here. Okay. So, you have both acted.
Do I sort of hit? Do I get him down? Knock him out?
Okay, so you hit him, and he is very surprised, and he swings around. He has no idea what's happening, but it just reflexes take over, and he punches you in the nose.
Not my nose.
Well, sorry, he tries to punch you in the nose. Let's see if he connects. He
No,
aims
hang on.
for your nose.
Yeah.
And oh my god, you dodge so well, and just you feel the wind of his fist going by.
And I say, "You're punching his tripe, you little gutter snipe."
Oh,
Oh.
he's wounded by it.
You're meant to be a bard, Universal. Odd. I got to point out 2 class features that I did not think about.
Yes.
Number 1, I have lightning reflexes, which means I should have acted twice before you acted. I think. And
you
number 2 is
you
flurry
act
of attacks. Which,
before I act, but since you were taking these people by surprise, that happened normally.
okay. The other thing is flurry of attacks when I attack a squad of minions. This count as a squad. Okay, so I knocked out 2 guys at once. I banged their heads together like coconuts.
You did that.
I did a Batman double takedown. Arkham
All right.
City.
So our sniper has acted, and now the guys that you're ambushing will try to attack you, and these guys have got clubs, so They swing their clubs at you, and they deal 32 damage to you.
Oh my
You
god.
Take
Who?
32 luck off.
Me? Jesus.
Yes, you.
Oh no.
So the street toughs attack you. Then the lookouts, the guys you've got, the cartel people you put in, attack the street toughs, and they get rid of one of those dudes with a flurry of kicks and punches. And then good old Oxhide Lawrence was climbing up to survey all this. He sees both Minerva fighting his blooded unexpectedly, but he also hears the sniper calling from down below, and the sniper's more important. So he goes and is headed toward Gildenkrantz, but is just far away that he cannot attack this turn. So you can take your next turn.
Okay. Starting with who?
Either of you.
All right. Oh yeah, of course. Do you want to go?
Sure, I'll smash 2 more heads together.
Cool.
All right. So roll and yeah, they're intimidated because you took out 2 of them that first time, so you get 1 advantage.
Oh, sweet action. Is that R01?
R10.
R10. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so you just managed to take out a couple more. I assume it's very.
Oh yeah, it's just I do a smash on somebody's head with the brass knucks, and then wind up and do a sidekick on somebody else. They fall off the roof onto the ground below, not into the canal.
All right. There's snaps and crunches, and then Gildenkrantz.
Okay.
You have the sniper that has just taken a punch at you, and as you dodge, you see this really mean-looking dude climbing down the ladders and start headed for you.
Right. Well, hopefully I can take this guy out pretty quickly. I have no idea.
Good luck, man.
So-
I'm up here just smashing mooks.
Cool.
That's what I'm good at. Crowd control.
Right. See, in my inventory, I have 2 daggers. Could I have brass knuckles instead? Because I kind of don't want to kill people.
Okay. Sure.
I want to do the cool criminal thing.
Yes, you do that.
Okay.
Sorry, I was. Are you? Hold on. Did you use? If you have those, you would have used them on your previous turn.
Yeah.
So give me half a second.
They're shaped like comedy boxing gloves.
That's what I'm
Beautiful.
talking about.
Okay, so all right. So would you like to attack the sniper again? He
Yes.
clearly missed because he was very, very badly hurt by your first attack.
Excellent. Well, I like the sound of that. I'm
Nice
rolling
punch.
again. 65. Is that a fail?
I don't know. Is this anything else?
I would put effort into it if it was a fail. I'd put
It would be a fail if
2 effort.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has to be 50.
anything else.
Okay, 2 effort.
All right, so you're going to have to roll a challenge die for each of those. So you can do R02.
Check R02.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
So you succeed in conking out this sniper. He is out super, super cold.
Okay. Just before I hit
And
him, I say knock knock, and then I punch him twice.
very nice. Knock knock, punch him twice. His crossbow clatters to the ground, and that the noise you've been making attracts the attention of nearby onlookers.
I like. Did you see that? That was amazing. Yeah.
All right, so
Street art,
these,
and then you bow.
And for our next scene,
these
I run away.
these tough guys up on top of the roofs take another swing at Blaze, and oh man, he's just Minerva's just dodging and being
Duck
a
and weave.
duck and weaving, being a ballerina-footed brawler.
Duck and weaving, taking out 4 people already.
Yeah,
That's a
the
third of the
lookouts. Your cartel lookouts attack, and they take out another of the street toughs. There are 4 street toughs remaining, and this dude Oxhide Lawrence reaches Gildenkrans and draws a rusty dagger and goes stabby stabby, and does 63 damage.
Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry. 30 damage.
Jesus.
I was mixing up
Still-
player rules and NPC rules. Just 30 damage.
Well, that's still awful,
real.
but okay.
Still real.
All right, so that is all of my people.
My blood.
Okay, I am going to go ahead and knock out 2 more mooks. That's my
Okay.
plan. And then afterward, I'm going to jump down and help out Gildenkrantz because
All right, they are
You're in
still
some shape.
they're still super scared, so taking advantage again.
okay, so this is going to be R01.
R10.
R10 because I just don't get how this works. Okay.
Okay.
69, nice.
So, in a flurry of moves, which you can describe, somehow, suddenly, none of them are left.
Yeah, that's true. I take out all of them at once. I kick one into another. They kind of like roll down the slope of the roof, and kind of onto a fire escape where they, I don't know, break a couple bones. And then I simply turn around and I do the Matrix come at me motion, which I've been doing a lot in RPGs lately, but I think it's really funny because it's super outdated. And the other 2 back up from me until they fall off of the roof themselves by accident. And then I begin my running down to help out my friend Gildy.
Probably not even by accident. They're like throwing yourselves off a roof, facing this person.
All right, so Minerva is headed down to assist Gildenkrantz. Gildenkrantz, you can take your turn.
Okay. I'm going to say a line, and then I'm going to do a thing. I
Perfect.
say, "You hit me once. I bet you think that you're slick, but how will you feel when I shoot you in the dick?" And I grab the crossbow.
Oh God.
A second ago, I think someone didn't want to hurt
Yeah,
anyone.
I thought you were being just a real nice guy.
This won't kill him.
Jesus.
Okay.
Now
so-
you're on like that RoboCop shit.
He made my blood come out.
All right, so this is going to, I assume, be an anything else roll.
I guess so. Yep.
So anything else, and yeah, just an anything else.
Right.
You've awoken the
Oh,
monster.
Oh, the crossbow string goes twang, and you're trying to bring it up, and it's all fast, too fast for you, and you miss.
Well, it was a good line.
Hey, that was a good line.
It was great. It was great.
Now, hang on. We did have a disadvantage from earlier, which is that his antics did attract some onlookers. Did this
No.
convince them that it was a comedy performance? Like, basically, what happened is he just shot his gun, and a flag came out saying "bang."
I think a few people do start gathering and looking around for a hat to put some coins in.
Yeah, they're chuckling. Everybody's getting a good chuckle out of this.
I throw down my hat.
All right. So the lookouts, with no more blooded street toughs to deal with, start heading down to help out with Oxhide. But first,
Oh dear.
Oxhide's gonna take another swing.
I just want everyone to know I'm watching from the boat and quietly applauding.
Throwing money.
So Oxhide reaches out with his dagger and does another 30 damage.
Oh,
It's all right. I got a plan.
my
I got a
life.
plan. all good.
And it is your turn.
All right, let me take this. I'm going to goad someone.
Okay.
Yeah, which is one of my special brawler skills. So I'm going to say, "Hey,
Sure.
Oxhide, let me box your hide," and then I punch him.
All
Right?
right.
Does that work? Do you want me to do a goad someone and then a smash, or can I do them both?
You can do one of those.
Okay, I'm gonna goad him. I would tell him I'm gonna box your hide, and then I shake my fist. I just put up my dukes, real intimidating style. It'll be
Okay.
totally sick.
You can roll and you can gain an advantage because he has just had a crossbow shot at him.
Okay, so that's my goad someone roll. So I guess that failed, but
That did
here's
fail.
the advantage. Why isn't it letting me? Oh God, let me do this, please. Oh, send. There, I did it. So I guess I failed, but got an advantage.
Okay, so you didn't goad him successfully. So I'm gonna say succeeding in goading him would be drawing his attention away from Gildenkrans.
Wow.
So he's still gonna go at Gildenkrans, but he is thrown by your words, and that affects him mentally. So Gildenkrans, will you do something?
I can push my luck on a mental attack as part of my gravedigger thing. So let
okay.
me. Yeah, I'm going to spend a little bit
Oh,
of
right.
my
You can
luck.
spend just 2 luck.
So I'll spend two luck.
I mean, sorry.
And-
I'm sorry. You can spend just 1 push your luck to do it. Because
Sweet
your
action.
goad someone is 80%, and you need to add 20 to that. So you push your luck by 10.
Hell yeah!
That would bring your luck down to 58.
Right, I'm there, and I succeed, and I'm like, yeah. I look roided up, but it's real pale skin, and so you can see all the veins, and it's mad nasty.
Wonderful. Gildenkrans, do you do anything? Or what do you do?
Yeah. Well, apart from cry a little at the pain, I'm just gonna brass knucks to the back of the head.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, because he's looking right at me, right? So
Yes. So he is distracted. You're gonna get 2 advantage on this.
Okay.
sick.
I would normally give you a disadvantage, but since the onlookers think this is a show, you don't have to do that.
hmm Well, I mean, if they think it's a show, that should give him like extra advantage because he's a showman.
You looked the wrong way, and now you must pay. Hey.
Delightful.
Okay. So you do hit him.
My hand breaks.
You let's see. I'm gonna get rid of some heat
Ooh.
for your
For your sins.
your thing. And you hit him, and it just sort of kind of grazes off.
No.
It's like he might see like 1 chirping bird. All right, so the lookouts are on the ground. They all swarm
isn't there a
Oxide
hit?
Lawrence.
Yeah, I think the way that we've been playing it, that should have hit. I'm not sure because I didn't make the macros, but we've
It
been.
did hit. It did not do much.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it didn't do much damage. Okay,
Yes.
I understand now. Thank you.
Oh, although I'm sorry, Brass Knuckles. It did more damage than I thought, but it still was not much.
Okay.
It did 14 instead of 4.
Okay, cool.
It's a little cut.
Okay, so your cartel friends attacked and they failed to do anything, and Oxide Lawrence makes a rush for Minerva, and Minerva, you get hit by that rusty dagger and take 30 damage,
Woo. Checked for that.
All right.
and it is your turn
Shout,
again.
Look out, he's got a dagger.
A little too late.
I feign. I pretend this is all a show, right? So I swoon back from the knife that I took in my chest, and then I dart back in. Like it's just a complete feint to dart back in and beat his ass with my my brass knucks.
All right.
Could I do something to help that instead of attacking? Could I like bend over behind him, like kneel down?
Sure, you do that, and you're gonna get 3 advantage on this roll. Blaze.
Totally sick.
It looks
Okay.
like I just bent down to pick up a coin.
Yeah. I try to put in a space afterward, and it gets so confused.
Okay.
Sweet action. So that is successful, and I get 2 little diamonds.
All right. So here's what happens. Okay. I'm gonna fudge things a little bit. Normally those advantage would apply just to you, but we're gonna say, let's see. Okay, so you hit him. He trips over Gildenkrans, lands flat, smacking his head on the ground. The audience that has gathered starts laughing. Minerva is just so pumped by this turn of events. She is reinvigorated, and you gain 15 luck back.
Yo.
And Gildenkrans hears all the laughter and is just eating this up, and you gain 5 luck back.
Hey.
So now he has, let's say he dropped that dagger because he just fell. So he just tries to get up and just punch the nearest person who's going to be the lookouts with his fisties. He is having a bad day, and he swings and out at the lookouts, and they dodge and hit him back and go bonk, and he sits there on the ground with a bloodied nose, and he reaches out and says, "Wait! I surrender!" Puts up his hands, tries to fend off any blows. It says he surrenders, and he stands up. Does anyone make a move?
Well, just before he stands up, it looks like I'm going to walk away, but I like step on the knife, quote unquote, accidentally, and I trip on it, and I go flying backwards, and I just land teabag style right on his face.
Okay. So he is now extremely humiliated and embarrassed, and he runs away and hopes that no one recognized him, and will be able to tell this humiliation to his blooded superiors.
Now, Gorgonzola, can you line us up and then we all do a bow to the crowd?
Absolutely. I, with a flourish, say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending our meager performance, and any donations for the cause of art.
Art.
Absolutely. And we all line up and we raise our hands and then do a bow.
Big bow.
And y'all get
And then I dab.
a taking of a total of 9 gold coins.
Oh God, we are so good at these heists within heists, guys. Like the cheddar we keep lining up.
We are making money hand over fist here.
Mhm. It's a
All
good
right,
look.
so you have taken care of the blooded. At this point, it is time for the gondola to go through the canyon, and because there are no blooded, everything goes off without a hitch.
Sweet action.
So head on to the
I
bridge.
bolt over to the bridge with my plague doctor mask attire.
Right.
Aren't you gonna go to what's his face?
Ralph?
Ralph.
Yes.
Yeah, Ralph is at the bridge.
Yes, I'm wearing my plague doctor mask in the meantime. I'm going to meet him there, obviously, but I'm wearing that in the meantime because there are 5 dredgers doing a patrol along the route, and presumably I'm going to run into them, and they might recognize me. So hopefully, if things go well, that disguise will help me slip past all of the people who recognize me, and we won't have that particular complication.
Yeah. I suppose I will be dressing as an assistant medic person, whatever.
Medico.
As well. Medico.
All right. So how do you prep? What do you do before the armored gondola arrives?
I think that's going to be a scene with basically just Ted. It's like getting together with the acting troupe and kind of setting up the quarantine. You're going to have to convince Ralph, for example, that that the quarantine that you're setting up is like okay, kosher. And then I'm going to.
So you're setting this up more as a checkpoint than a sudden. All right, everyone who's here right now, don't go anywhere.
That's going to be up to Ted. I think maybe it is.
Yes.
Maybe you set up a small quarantine area on your checkpoint, and you start looking around the street, and you convince people, and you say, Ralph, you're fine, but you need to make sure that the boats that come through here, or at least some of them, that come through our checkpoints, and we set up multiple checkpoints under the bridge, right?
Okay. So how do Veer, what does Balsa do with your gondola and gondoliers?
So I'm gonna say that during the fight, does the I'm basically trying to outpace the target gondola.
So
I want-
you're not restricted to moving with them.
No,
if you want to have gotten your gondola in place in the right lane in the morning, you can do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like I'll have been moving alongside just to establish there have been 2 gondolas next to each other on like adjacent lanes.
I see. So the only one gondola can go through the canyon at a time. So you would have separated around them.
I would have wanted. I had gone ahead of the target
Okay.
gondola.
So you're
I'm at the
you're
quarantine
ahead.
first.
And you're going through the checkpoint, and you hide in your lane. Do you signal to
Signal to me.
signal to
At that
okay?
point.
So you signal to Minerva
Yeah,
which lane you're going in.
Signal to Minerva which lane I'm going in, and so my idea is right. I will get to the quarantine first, dock up there, so it looks like my gondola, the decoy, is just a part of the quarantine proceedings. We are, in fact, waiting for the target to get there. We're waiting for all the guards to disembark. And once they're all taken aside for screening, me and the 2 gondoliers will try to switch out
Mhm.
the decoy
Exactly.
for theirs and set it all up and so on.
And my trick with Ralph is going to be that I'm going to convince him to put the gondola into the same lane, even though the other gondola has not come out yet.
Yeah, the
Okay.
target gondola moves into the lane that the decoy was in.
Mhm.
All right. So, Bounce's gondola is in the lane. The checkpoint's going on. All of Gildenkranz's hired actors, as well as Richard, they're all going around checking people who are crossing the bridge on foot, also checking each gondola that goes through under the bridge. There are a few actors who have been planted as fake double plague victims, and they are being set up in a tent at the end of the bridge. And then the armored gondola comes up.
I should
So
say
Minerva,
they're all moaning in rhyme.
yeah. Minerva, you're gonna try to get Ralph to go along with
Hey,
you.
Ralph, honey, here. I forgot lunch today. Sorry about that. Listen, could you do me a favor?
No, you
and-
bought lunch with the 9 gold that you got.
Sure. If I've got, yeah, I guess I have enough time. Here's a steak and kidney pie,
Ooh.
darling. Listen, hon, babe, can you just flag that gondola right over to that one for me, sugar? Babe?
So you hand him the steak and kidney pie. He's starting to eat it, and he looks up at you with a mouthful of steak and kidney pie, and says, "What?"
You've never looked so beautiful.
The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I firmly believe this. So there we go. Right.
He says it says that it's not standard procedure.
Oh, yeah, but I got some friends who just need a little bit of help, hon. That's all. Just the thing is, they need to meet up with the folks on that gondola. That's all. Can you just wave them on in? Just this one.
You're making life real hard for Ralphie.
Bring out the second steak and kidney pie.
I twirl his mustache a little, like, come on, for me.
Why don't you roll to convince him?
Okay. Do I have an ability? I'm good at distracting someone. That's
You
not
could
really
distract him, but you could either distract him and do
Try to
manipulate
flag
flags
yourself?
yourselves, or you could convince him to do it. It's your choice.
Are you better at?
Now I'm better at distracting someone, but and like the flags obviously aren't hard to operate. We've discussed that. But I think that my attempt to persuade him, I think that I would I have enough luck to press to make it successful, but B, more importantly, I would have mad advantages on Decky because I've spent like 3 days trying to seduce this dude
Okay.
leading up to this moment, right? So I think I'm gonna try and persuade him. This is an anything else roll.
Okay.
And
So
then
anything else, I'll give you 3 advantage, and you can push your luck mentally if need be.
all right, there we go. So
Okay, so you
yeah.
succeed, and he swallows his steak and kidney pie, wipes his mouth, and says, "Okay, sure, why not?" And he wants to do anything he can to impress you. So he gets the flag set up so that the armored gondola is going to go into Bounce's lane. And while all this is happening, everything's going smoothly. and everyone's distracted by the double plague scare, and the blooded weren't the blooded weren't there, so the dredgers aren't on edge, except for obviously Bourneworth, but he assumes that Richard took care of the blooded, so they're not on alert, so they lose 4 heat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I was waiting for you to say "but" the entire way through that monologue.
Yeah. I was
I was
thinking
like,
this is
Jesus
where the
Christ, what's
shoe's
gonna
going to
happen?
drop. Yeah.
Nah, I think we've been slick. I think this has been pretty well done.
So
Info.
the gondola
Hopefully.
that contains Don Gallier and Hugh Jess, four of the dredgers, arrives in the proper lane, and Richard is waiting there. The gondola you're going to switch out has been like hidden in the shadows off to the side. Richard's waiting there to get them off. They look around. They see that clearly this is an important checkpoint. There's already a quarantine tent that they can see set up at the end of the bridge. So they get out, and what do?
I'm gonna motion one of them, like motion the other plague doctors to take care of the guards, and I'll motion the guard. Actually, no, I'll take care of one of the guards, and I like I look under his eyelid, and I'm like, yeah, it seems like your coagula camina is a bit swollen. Have you been experiencing coughing or sneezing, excess breathing or blinking? Are you feeling cold, hot, confused? These are all symptoms of double plague.
I think
One
this
of
section name
them,
would be the cold, the hot, and the confused.
the one you're talking to, like shakes his head, and then one of his friends says, "No, he sneezed 10 minutes ago."
Shit.
Oh.
Balsa, are you doing anything sneaky?
Have all of the guards disembarked?
Yes, so it sounded like what Teddy said was he got all the guards off, and he was looking at one, and he has some of the other, some of the mummers looking at the gondoliers.
Okay,
I
3,
believe
2.
that's where-
I signal to the others to switch, get ready to switch around the gondolas. We're doing
Okay.
it. We're
Ready.
making it happen.
So, Teddy, you do have their attention. In order to keep their attention, I'm going to ask you to roll to distract someone. And I'm going to give you one advantage because you're in the dark underneath the bridge, and I'm going to give you an additional advantage because of the plague scare is putting them all on edge.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so you successfully distract them. Can you roll your 2 advantage dice? You can either roll on the table or do R20. Okay, so you distract them, and so effectively, 2 of them, the one who you're currently inspecting, and the one who remembered that the one you're inspecting sneezed, those 2 are just completely not paying attention to anything else that's going on. But right now you do have the attention of everybody. So Balsa, you continue your swap.
Hustle, hustle, hustle. We're doing it. So here's what I'm thinking. We pull up our decoy behind theirs and kind of in a sort of chain bumping situation, push ours out, jump onto their gondola and pull. But what's the verb? What's the verb here? I can't, it's not driving.
Punt?
Yeah, you can pull it away.
Punt? Or-
Punt, yeah, and then I
Yeah,
punt the hell away.
Are you
You have to move your cargo.
Yeah, are
right?
you-
Oh yeah, sorry.
Swap the
You got a lot
cover.
of set dressing.
Yeah.
You got a lot
Well,
of set dressing. You got to hustle across.
So it's a couple of crates. Let's hustle them. Let's hustle. We're hustling some crates across, which
Oh god,
would
they are
be-
filled with golden bars.
No. We are hustling
the fake crates.
disguise.
The crates are
Okay.
basically
We're
empty.
moving the disguise crates.
Oh,
The
yeah,
crates are
yeah.
empty. They're like mostly straw and maybe a couple of apples up top.
Exactly. And like whatever you said, you wanted to put up some interior design.
Well, there's some
effects, so
there's some
just-
like bits of cloth draped over things. and,
exactly.
Like stuff you can like really easily grab and toss over.
Mhm.
Magic
All right.
trees.
So
Of
the
concealing things.
that succeeds. You
Yes.
you get the things over,
Mhm.
and then what? Are you gonna?
We run like hell.
Okay.
We're gonna
Well-
punt the fuck away.
You're gonna punt the fuck away. All right.
Punt in a
So
quick-
are you going to
We're gonna put the
go fast
other
immediately or go slow for a while?
We're gonna go slow until we're reasonably certain we're out of sight of the bridge.
never
Okay.
punt fast from the scene of a crime.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to make it look casual like.
And also we put the fake barge into position so it looks like exactly where the real barge was.
Mhm.
Okay, so while this is happening, Lord Bourneworth and his 6 dredgers
Oh shit.
have been being checked out by some of the actors, and a couple of the dredgers who are walking with Lord Bourneworth sees that Arthur is talking to the same woman from the other day.
Ralph.
And they think Ralph is talking to the same woman from the other day, and they push aside the actor doctors who are trying to get them to stop, and they barge their way over to Minerva and Ralph because they're at the center of the bridge, and a couple of them confront them, Minerva and Ralph, while the others go to the edges of the bridge and try their best to peek over and see if there's anything suspicious going on down there.
Can I distract someone?
I'm just
Can
gonna
I
shout
try-
double plague, double plague.
Why are you guys bothering
Well,
me?
so Richard, you're
hassling
underneath
me
the
every
bridge
day.
right now. Minerva, you're,
Yeah,
you're
Richard,
trying
you
to
should
distract
not.
him by what?
Richard, you should not. Just shh, keep it chill, baby. I'm gonna make a scene. I'm gonna make a huge scene with these guys. Why do you keep bothering me? I'm just an innocent lady. I found the love of my life. I can't believe this. Like, how could you possibly just keep ruining things for me like this? Just ruining.
All right.
Thanks.
So can you roll to distract? And I'll give you. There are a bunch of them, so I'm going to give you one challenge because there are so many.
Mhm.
Okay, so you successfully distract them all. They all come away from the edges.
Don't jump.
And let me see. They all come away from the edges. But this is tough. If you want to suggest a downside to this, you can.
Let me see. I think this is the straw that kind of breaks the Ralph back, like where I'm like, I've met the love of my life. Like it's been two or 3 days, dog. Like I think maybe I overplay my Ralph hand, and he gets a little bit, you know, he's starting to finally have his doubts.
Ralph backs up, and this is the second time that you have caused a ruckus on his job, and he says, I think it might be best if we see other people.
Oh my god, this
What?
is escalated from tantrum to public breakup. This is amazing.
Turn the barge around.
I turn on the waterworks. I at this point I'm crying. I'm rolling around in the mud, just like upset, I'm, like in hysterics. I
So
can't
everybody
believe you do this to me, Ralph.
watching
And like
this
oh,
public
yeah,
display.
absolutely.
Valsa and Shirley and Robert Pattinson get the gondola away, head back to the warehouse. What else? What does everyone else do?
Eventually,
where
yeah.
you-
Eventually, I'm going to get up and walk away, but only with much protestation. The lady doth protest.
I high
So-
five everyone.
So I'm gonna say the dredgers aren't gonna want to let you leave.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So
That-
they're gonna ask you to go with them.
Okay, that's fine.
Could I mosey my way up to as if I'm going to be checking people on the bridge? Would that be doable?
Okay. I mean, sure.
I mean, like, here's the thing, guys.
What are you gonna do then?
Like all they've got on me is that I'm a weird stalker lady. Like that's literally it. So I'm not worried about anything. Like even
Okay,
if they
so
work out
you-
the timing of this, like all they've got, all their everything, is that that I'm a weird stalker.
All right,
and
so
that Ralph doesn't wanna
so
see other people.
Minerva goes willingly with the dredgers, right?
Okay.
Saying?
Yep.
Gildencrans, what do you do?
My idea is to take one of the bandages that I would have sort of soaked up some of my blood with
What?
and get you to cough into it and then pull it away. And it's like, blood. This is a sure
Oh, that's
sign of
actually a
something.
really yeah. Let's do that instead. I think that's a way funnier thing.
Okay, so Gildencrans comes up, concocts a fake symptom for Minerva.
Yeah.
And
I say-
all of the other mummers come forward, and they all put themselves in the way of the dredgers, and they form a crowd of doctors that Gildencrans and Minerva can sneak away in.
I say, ma'am,
Excellent.
have you been feeling over emotional or prone to rash decisions recently?
So you two sneak away. Does everyone go back to the warehouse?
Brilliant. Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So y'all are on foot, obviously, so it takes you a little longer to get back to the warehouse.
I slap Gildencrantz on the back and say, thanks for getting me out of that one.
Anytime. Thanks
So-
for not letting me die earlier.
What are those for?
So you're all back at the docks. You are in Cyrus's forgotten warehouse. And are y'all gonna... I don't know. What are y'all gonna do?
High fives all around, and we check that it's actual gold in there.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
So-
you see us like sitting on these crates and nibbling at these bars, being like, no, we're just testing them.
So, you can't see that yet because the door to the cabin is locked.
Oh shit! Okay, we don't do that.
Lockpick?
We're trying to,
Okay.
but none of us are good at it.
Someone can pick the lock.
Oh.
Someone can't pick the lock.
I'm going
Someone,
to spend an effort.
So Gildencrans tries to pick the lock
Can I
and
put
is
effort in?
rummaging around with his picks.
I'm not liking this.
We could have knocked, really.
And instead of unlocking the door,
Oh shit.
Door.
The door unlocks him.
the door opens of its own accord,
Shit.
and in the splittest of seconds, you see that there are 4 people in dredger uniforms inside.
Oh, good Christ.
There are 2 of them around, standing around all of. There are a whole bunch of barrels of various sizes. They're all scattered around the room. 2 of the dredgers are standing in front of the barrels. One of them is leaning against the pile of barrels and sort of clutching his side and bleeding. And one of them is in the corner of the cabin, dead or unconscious, but he looks dead. Also in the cabin is a woman. She is not in a dredger uniform, but she is missing a hand and an eye. And
Jesus.
I believe, let me see, you're all there? Gildencrans, you recognize her as Vexasia Salzadonia, a bounty hunter who used to be a criminal herself, but has turned to bounty hunting. And you've heard some strange rumors about her and just how good she is. And people sometimes say that it's like she's got a 6th sense about detecting criminals. So
Fall into a life of legality.
you all see her and the dredgers, and she yells for the 2 standing dredgers to attack. Now, Minerva, you will be able to attack first if you would like. Take a turn first. You can take a turn first, and if you'd like to do that attacking, you can.
Oh, Brie.
Okay.
Yahtzee. I chuck the potpourri in, close the door.
I have to go now.
Oh, beautiful.
I think we just
Okay.
won.
Yeah.
So it's good timing, Ted.
So you close the door, you leave it closed for a couple minutes, you open it back up, and they are all stumbling around, drunk on potpourri, on super booze. And Cyrus has his forgotten crew members take them out and deposit them. Obviously, the dead body they dump in the canals somewhere, and the rest of them, Cyrus has them planted in some poppy dens around the city so that they will wake up and
Think that they were on a bender.
not know what happened. And you all succeed in your heist.
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so glad that came in use.
Uh-huh.
So
Leave it
you-
a week ago.
I knew I saved it for a reason. I knew it.
Let's see. You successfully stole the tax collections. You
We were not supposed to bring back any guards, but
you brought the intact
sort
armored
of-
gondola back, so that gets you extra respect. There was no alarm raised regarding the theft until after the delivery, because as far as the guards and the gondoliers were concerned, they get it back to the treasury, and the actors kept Bourneworth and the walkers separate, and there.
We
I'll
didn't
think
murder
about the last one. If no agents of the crown are killed in the process, technically no agents of the crown were killed in the process, and we can talk about that. That was a great session.
Yeah.
I would be pleased to have some post-mortem discussion right now for those who don't have to go.
Right on.
Okay,
Sure.
I got some time.